It's a great pleasure to welcome you, Yehor Sobolev. Welcome to Ukrainapodden. Yehor is a former Ukrainian MP. I remember we talked with Ambassador about anti-corruption law. You wrote part of it, big part of it.
Yes, it was my previous task.
Yeah, but since 2022, you've been a soldier in the Ukrainian army, and now you're a captain.
Yes. Making a military career.
Yeah, and can you tell us more? You're a captain in the Ukrainian army, and when I met you in Lviv in 2024, Kvadrat, your commander, told me that you're the best drone commander in Ukraine. What kind of tasks does your unit do? What kind of drone team are you, and what are you leading?
Well, I am a lucky commander because my unit has specialization only on drones. So we do have a lot of efficiency in our operation and not so big losses. So this is, I think, the most efficient position now to be pilot of drones or to be the commander of pilots of drones, because drones now is the main weapon on the battlefield.
Yeah, and if you could take us through the development you've had since 2022, because you did not start as a drone team only. I think back when I met you in Lviv, you talked about a very good and talented sniper you had on your team. He's not with you anymore. He's changed team. He's still alive, as I understand it. But you're not having snipers and other stuff anymore. Just drones. Like, how has the development been in the way you fight?
Well, I started the war as a soldier in territorial defense unit, and I spent there our, I think, most important battle in our history. Battle for Kiev. We succeeded then, and we saved our capital and saved our independence at the moment. So it was a very big happiness in the end to be part of this battle. But at the same time, I was very disappointed because we were untrained infantry with machine guns. And Russia already had Orlans. This is a good big UAV for reconnaissance. So they can see us, and we couldn't. Another problem was the big dominance in artillery, in tanks. All we had at the moment was our enthusiasm and our decisions to join the army and to defend our country. I think it was new gold for Ukrainian army because these hundreds of thousands of civilians that joined the army in these few days in next years developed a very sophisticated systems inside Ukrainian military, including drones forces. Most of the commanders of drones forces were civilians in 2022, and most of them joined the army through territorial defense. But they did have a lot of experience in business, in technological companies, in NGOs, and that experience was a very important base for our next explosion of innovations. In fact, war of drones was invented by Ukrainians. I mean, we started to use FPV drones that were used only for sport before the war as the main weapon against Russian tanks. And we stopped them. Now it's very rare situation when tank can be near the front line. It will be immediately attacked by tens of kamikaze drones from this sport. And this is incredibly math because every tank costs millions of dollars, and one FPV kamikaze costs like $500. So in such absolutely unexpected decisions, we found our strength, and that's the reason why we are still independent, why we are still fighting, because you can see Russia has no limits in losing its people, in sending hundreds of thousands of people to death. Now internationally, the amount of Russian casualties is more than 1 million people, and they don't care. And that's not only the President Putin, that's about Russian society. It is acceptable to them. There are a lot of people who are still enthusiastic about their brothers invading other land, killing other people, raping women, robbing families, and they think this is a very good business. Military now is a very profitable job in Russia, and this is absolutely unimaginable for Ukrainian mentality, but many Russian women force their husbands to join the army because salaries are quite high, and compensation for killed husband even higher. So this is absolutely a tragic situation, and we don't have such ability to send our people to die, and we don't have such amount of people. So for Ukrainians, this technological progress was in fact a key factor why we still are standing, and that's why as a commander of a UAV unit, I am now forming a group that will be responsible for supervising technological progress, because it is so huge and so quick that I need special tool to be on top of it. And I'm very happy that my nation has such talent, and I think I'm absolutely agree with the ambassador. We should share this knowledge with our real brothers, people of Norway, people of other countries that are together with us, and they do have the same challenge, do have the same threat.
And you kind of mentioned it, but you're not in the territorial defense forces anymore, as I understand it. Like you.
I don't think, as a commander of the unit, I can talk a lot about our position, our task, our numbers. I think these will be good answers after the war, not now.
Can you say a little bit about your goals? Because there's been a lot of talk, and we see this reporting from Ukraine as well. Because you talked about you don't have the same number of people to lose as Russia do, and you also value your people. So the goal of keeping Russian casualties up, but your casualties going down. How can your unit and drone warfare help you achieve that goal?
Well, I said I'm like a commander. I lost 2 people. This is nothing comparing to losses in infantry. And this is nothing comparing to losses that our drones did during these years of war. So right now, drones are really the main weapon, and all operations on all dimensions are dominated by drones. Our last year achievement, we started to intercept Russian reconnaissance drones, and this is very important because they use reconnaissance drones to attack by artillery, by rockets, by their strike drones, even peaceful cities. So cities like Kharkiv and Zaporizhia are under fire all the time. And when we shut down their reconnaissance drones, they cannot strike. They need more information. So this is a good example when war is starting to be a war of drones against drones. And I think all these like fantastic movies that we were watching years ago now are becoming a reality. And again, there are a lot of good news for good countries, for countries with democracy, for countries that value human being, its citizens, because we can develop this technique and this strategy to defend ourselves without like oceans of bloods of our citizens, which is very important for the country like Norway and of course Ukraine.
Could you also try to explain to us how the, I think they call it the drone wall in Ukraine works? Because I guess you're a part of that wall, at least maybe not the whole wall, but you have a section of that wall that's under your responsibility. Is it correct?
I cannot answer a lot on such question, but I can write like a broader picture how it looks like. The war of drones starts from front line, like 5 kilometers, from 0 to 5 kilometers from any side of the line. Yes, there are two very important drones. One is Chinese drones Mavic 3. And they are used by bombing grenades against infantry. And good teams are very precise. And this is for us a very important way to stop Russia infantry that is heading toward all the time. They, unfortunately, historically, developed a very sophisticated system of repressions. In our army, and I think in your army, commanders before the battle usually try to motivate their soldiers, usually try to prepare them for the battle psychologically and physically. And in Russian army, there are a lot of cases when commanders simply beat their soldiers to scare them. And this is the answer why a lot of battlefield looks like tens or hundreds of fallen Russian soldiers, and new Russian soldiers still moving on and moving on. Not because they don't have fear, but because they know they will be punished and even executed by their commanders if they will stop. So for us, drones is the only way to stop such a cruel army, cruel to its own soldiers even. And Mavic 3 is one answer, and FPV drones that I mentioned as a sport invention is number 2 answer, because they are very quick and they now are broadly used not only against tanks, because tanks now is a rare thing on the front line, but against infantry. Then we do have like another level of war of drones. This is drones that make reconnaissance operations and big drones that drop big bombs.
Vampire drone, for example, or
different types of from different manufacturers. All of them are Ukrainian now, Ukrainian made. And that is very good because we can destroy Russian tanks, Russian artillery in like 25 kilometers from the front line. So we can prevent them from attacking, from bombing, and so on. And such operations are usually conducted at night because these bombers are big and it is easy to detect them during the day. There is one manufacturer that invented a very good motto for these operations. Night is not only for love. And we love this idea because, again, it adds safety and it reduces number of deaths from our side. And there is also another level of operation. This is so-called mid-strike and deep strike, when we use mostly drones with fixed wings types, and we are developing it very fast. The idea is to do everything on every level to clean our land from invaders and to prevent other waves of invaders.
Can you say anything about what part of the front line you're mostly working in, and or is that secret as well? And or if you can say something about it, and also how the situation is there now, like how
my unit operates now on all levels.
Yeah, so all around the front line.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, you have more than 10 soldiers.
You should be hired, but by your intelligence. You're very talented.
Yeah. But to follow up on the situation, we talked earlier today with Natalia about the breakthrough Russia had in north of Pokrovsk. How serious do you think that is? How should we understand the situation? Because it's never good for Ukraine when we see Russia moving forward. But how bad is it? Is it just another day with marginal Russian gains, or is it worse?
Yeah, that's our biggest challenge because, as we discussed, they're sending like tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands infantry from all directions, started from our north till our south, and drones now is the main method to stop this attack, day and night movement of Russian troops. But of course, the nation is very under big pressure all the time. The army is under big pressure, the infantry in especially tough situation, and a lot of people that are in quite peaceful cities during the day are under every night attacks. That's about Kyiv, that's about many cities, including cities from near the Polish border, from the west side of Ukraine. A day it is like a normal life. You are with your kids, they attend in school, maybe playing some sport, and at night every parent is very worried. Is that last night for its family or not? Because Russian use these Shaheds not against troops, but against civilians mostly, or some important infrastructure. And this is a lot of such pity stories when a small baby is killed by Shahid attack with his mother, or very old and I did hope happy pair died together in such attack. So the nation is under a great pressure for fourth year. But I'm sure all these like attacks and all these challenges, in fact, are making Ukraine stronger. And the last reaction, as I read, to this movement from Russia is to redeployment one of our best infantry unit, Azov Corps, to this very important direction. And this is my hope. My first hope is technological progress, and my second hope that our best unit, our best practices will be multiplied, will be enlarged, developed to the level when Russia war machine will be stopped. And I think this is in Ukraine's blood. Of course, we are very tired. Some people are exhausted, but most Ukrainians are not broken at all. I see that not only on the front line, but I see that also in peaceful cities. When I am there, I was very motivated by this last story with an independence of our anti-corruption bodies, because we saw what we are fighting for physically. We saw our children who became or are becoming very responsible citizens and who are taking responsibility for such complicated things like anti-corruption legislation for when they are 16 or 18. 3 of my 4 kids were on these protests. The oldest is 18 now, and the youngest is 14. And I was very proud to see the picture from Zaporizhia frontline in family chat. And of course, my wife also was near the theater as Ukrainians put this main protest. And for me, this is really a physical picture why I am on the front line, why my brothers are still fighting for the future of these brilliant children that are not broken. Many of these children, in fact, were evacuated to Europe, to good countries like Norway, and they came back. And they came back because they felt this responsibility for their country, their history, and their future. So we are still in fight, and we are still have ability and, of course, goal to win this fight.
We're going to open for questions from the audience soon, but one where the drone war, your level of innovation and your speed of innovation has been extremely impressive. It's something that challenges how we plan for a potential future war in Norway. But how quickly does the Russians learn from you? How far ahead do you manage to stay when you found a new solution for drone warfare? How long or short time does it take for the Russians to do something similar?
Usually about half a year.
Half a year.
So we should be a year forward.
Yeah. Yesterday we also had a question from the audience about what kind of difference does, for example, Fritt Ukraina do for soldiers like you. We also have, I think, Ukrainian Freedom Convoy t-shirt here, which is kind of a similar or a Norwegian organization. Natalia brought you to Norway, and that's why you're here tonight. But what kind of impact does organizations like that make for you and your fellow soldiers?
It's hard to assess, in fact. I mean, I know every car and every eco-floor that brought by our Norwegian friends, but I think it's hard to assess the inspiration we get through all these things, because I every time meet people from Norway. They have never been in Ukraine. This is their first time, and they are making like hundreds of kilometers, not so easy trip by themselves to bring all this support, all this help to us. And this is a very big inspiration. This is something most important and most beautiful in human nature, when unknown people from absolutely another country, even there is a sea between us, you know, and we feel this support, and we love this support, and it inspires us in the way that our children inspire us. Freed Ukraine, for me, it's like a family now. Actually, I'm here now on an official vacation. This is a privilege of every Ukrainian soldier. We can have vacation in any countries, of course, except one. But for me, it's a very beautiful time, and my family supports me that I'm there with my another family, with so bright and good and unforgettable friends. I think this is also an achievement. This is a good side, good consequences of the war. So important, so big friends, because big friends in tough times, this is a very, very reliable combination, and I'm very thankful to all people from Norway that I've never visited before the war, that we do have such cooperation, and we have two movement, like two natural ideas how to say thanks. First, we designed 2 drones by ourselves for our operations, and we call one drone's Bergen 1 and another drone Bergen 2. Now I'm thinking about a drone that will be named Arendal, but I'm not sure still. So this is one idea that we implemented, and another, we have command centers, like operation rooms for our groups, and we named one command center in Zaporizhia Gunnar. This is because of your of memory, of honor of your national hero from World War II,
Gunnar
Solsteby. Yeah, and we put a photo of him to the wall in this operational room. So we feel now a very big connection with our friends from Norway.
Very good. Are there any questions from the audience? Yeah.
Front row, please come up here and take Jørn's microphone, please. And to everyone, just try to keep it not too long, like within a minute. It's perfect.
Thank you very much. Kenneth here from Norwegian Defense, actually. I was just wondering about, you said about the Shahed drones are attacking you now, and we know that they are on this version 3, the Shahed 236. Are you also working with interceptor drones? Is that something in here as well? Yes.
Yeah. We shut down Shaheds already, and we are developing this tactic. The problem is high speed, and Russians are enlarging the speed all the time. So now there are a few actually big manufacturers in Ukraine that are starting to develop specialized weapon, specialized drones against Shahids. We used now 2 of them. They are not so excellent as they should be. I think this is very important to have on such weapon auto detection system. And there are good examples also against Shaheeds that I do hope till next winter will be multiplied in Ukraine, and our cities will sleep better.
Yeah. So the good thing is that when they start using jet engines, the prices also goes up on these. And
yes.
And you keep the prices on your interceptor drones is like 5,000 euros or something, and they are like 190,000, 93,000 euros. I saw the last figures.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We actually have a lot of support from local business, and after June, I decided to count like the amount of money we used for our interceptors manufacturing, and amount of money that Russia minimally used for manufacturing their ISR drones that we shut down. And I took only minimal numbers, because you never know which equipment was on Orlan. It could be $10,000 camera, or it could be $100,000 camera. So I took only minimal numbers, and I received like 24-to-1 proportion. So we use $1 to shut down $24 by Russian war machine produced. And I sent these numbers and this proportion, the calculation to the local businessman that supports us all the time. And I wrote, this is the best return of investment in your life.
You have time for one more? Sure. Yeah. So we heard about the Russian electronic warfare is they are good at that.
Yeah.
Is it so that most of the kamikaze is now just with fiber optic cables, the FPV kamikaze drones? More or less with fiber optical cables?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a very bad time for EW units. Yeah.
Thank God for that.
I do hope I'm lucky to be in a UAV unit from this side also. I think auto detection and cable drones maybe will reduce dramatically the ability of EW system. They are now still quite efficient, but not against all drones. So definitely radars will be so important as they are now. Definitely drones will be even more important, but maybe EW will be like the past, not the future.
Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any more questions in the audience? Just repeat what just happened. That's excellent.
Yes, my name is Øyvind. I'm also a member of the Norwegian Armed Forces. We are also watching with great interest the development of these drones, and we are waiting patiently for them also to be implemented in our units. And so I wonder how the structure these drone units are implemented into the military units. Is it sort of like that the regular infantry platoons have like a squad, or is it more on the company level, or so? And my second question is regarding the armored vehicles. They also have their own countermeasures, both electronically but also with cages and other measures in order to protect themselves. And they seem to be able to fend off at least a lot of hits, a few hits but finally succumbing to maybe the last one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my questions.
Very professional. I'm glad to discuss that. First, of course, drones units started not as units but as like separate soldiers in 2022, and our first mission was reconnaissance, and reconnaissance was absolutely absorbed by drones. You remember before that there was specialized reconnaissance companies or reconnaissance battalions even in infantry, and Mavic 3 do this job much more efficiently than any very well prepared soldier. Then we started to use drones as the main firepower, and now we are the main firepower. By numbers, we are the reason of more than half of Russian losses in infantry, in artillery, and in armored vehicles. I would say more than half. So artillery is not the king of war anymore. Drones are. And Ukraine, 2 years ago, we established a specialized drones forces as the separate branch, and all, of course, units inside this separate branch were pilots with drones. But my recommendation from last development that it is much more a wise strategy not to establish a separate branch, but to make all branches drones branches. Because you see what we did on the sea battle. Without fleet, we stopped Russian fleet by drones. The same with air defense. We don't have enough rockets, and rockets are very expensive. But using these interceptors, we are enhancing our ability to have good air defense. So in every specialized branch, I think drones could play and will play a very decisive role. So my recommendation from my perspective is to implement all these technologies in every unit. And this is not only about weapon, this is about structure, and this is about flexibility of the structure. I was very happy when my unit had only such positions like operator or special operator, without specification which type of weapon or which type of drone this guy should operate, because this is a very high speed of such progress, and you have to be prepared to rethink the role of even every soldier in your unit, not only unit a separate part of your armed forces. And my own tactic, once a month I gather my company commanders to think together about new trends, new challenges, and every 3 months we make important changes inside the unit, also in its organizational structure. And once a year, I think we changed the weapon. So there are only few drones that we used a year ago now on the battlefield. And this progress is so quick that you should be very flexible. in our discussions, I very often tell my people that we should build an IT company here. Very innovative, very open to new knowledge, and very flexible. And I think Google matrix structure is much more suitable for the modern war than, for example, like this old German Prussian model with the cavalry, infantry, and artillery from top to bottom. Because this is about absolutely new environment, and all these big tech traditions, culture, are extremely useful in our battle. And last thing, I'm very enthusiastic when I make a session of newcomers. I'm very enthusiastic when I see people from IT companies. I'm sure like 99% of them will become a very great soldiers because they do have this algorithmic thinking, and they are very nice in this modern war.
Because that was great. I think that's all we had time for now, Jørn.
Yes. So our next podcast, I will do this in Norwegian. Vår neste og siste live-podcast på Arendalsuka blir torsdag 09:30 hos Sjømannsforbundet. Så det er ikke her, det er på en båt som heter Boy Leslie, som ligger rett att med Madame Reiertsen nede i Pollen. Så 09:30 på torsdag, da har vi en podcast, og det handler om sivil støtte til Ukraina. Så da har vi med oss forskjellige aktører i Norge som samarbeider med aktører i Ukraina, som skal snakke om hvorfor denne støtten til ukrainsk sivilsamfunn er svært nyttig, spesielt nå når den amerikanske støtta til ukrainsk sivilsamfunn har falt bort. Så møt veldig gjerne opp der.
And big thank you to you, Yehor Sobolev. Pleasure having you here.